Is it proper to thank them the next day again? Do you call them or do you email them? I don't know.
I don't know the answer to that one, but our next guest does. She has all the answers. Please welcome Etiquette Ladies Louise Fox. Hello, Louise. Thank you for being here.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
Look how lovely you look.
Wow.
You look delicious. Look at you and all your diamonds. Look at sparkly things. I just can't get away from them. Look at that. Oh my gosh. So
don't ask me if they're real, however. That would be impolite.
Is that wrong?
See, that's wrong.
Because I ask if they're real all the time. Okay, so what about that question? The number one question we just had. Like, should you open the wine that your guest brings you, or should you leave it?
Well, first of all, isn't it nice that they did bring you something?
So first of all, thank them.
It's always appropriate to bring a hostess gift when you're attending someone's place for dinner. A bottle of wine is just fine, but you shouldn't expect it to be opened. After all, the host or hostess may have planned a meal that is not appropriate for that wine.
Right.
So they should say to you, this is for you to enjoy later.
So when you bring it,
that's
you
right.
explain
That's what
to them,
you would say.
This is not for you to open because I want it because I spent a lot of money on it. That's not the way to do it. I've done it like that before.
Okay.
Anyway, we have so many things. Let's get into parties first,
Yeah,
right,
we have
Steven?
a gazillion questions for you. Okay, when is it a good time to arrive at a party?
Well, first of all, I have to say, please respond to an invitation. So many people today don't even respond. Our SVP needs a respondez, s'il vous plaît. Please say yes or no.
Great. I'm the worst. I just show up or I don't.
So you should respond when you're asked to and say that you will be there, because how can you plan a good party otherwise?
So our party's at, say, 9 p.m. What time should I show up?
Don't arrive early.
No.
Never arrive early.
Never arrive early. Because usually people have planned for the party to start at 9 o'clock, the party starts at 9 o'clock. Yeah. They may be still dressing. It's awkward for everyone. But you don't want to arrive late either. So don't arrive at 10:30.
Yes, it's rude.
And step right into the third course of the meal.
Right. Slide in like you were always there.
15 minutes late is considered okay in North America.
And that's
15
it.
minutes.
Okay. You say here, I like this one here, and I'm terrible for this one. I do this all the time. You say to a guest, a guest should never be a nosy Parker. I'm into the medicine cabinets, no matter whose house it is. I'm checking out the pills. I am checking out the makeup. I'm like, this has been here too long. She must be whacked out of her mind.
Everyone is going to strike you off the invitation.
I just said that on national television, didn't I?
Or maybe they're going to trick you. They're going to put marbles in the medicine cabinet.
So that's not, you shouldn't go snooping around.
Absolutely not.
No.
You know, the whole idea of good manners and etiquette is about being kind and considerate of others, being respectful, and that includes their medicine chest.
Absolutely.
And would you want us to do that to you, Chris?
I've got them propped with everything you can possibly imagine. I've got Chanel from one end to the other.
I so want to be invited to your place now.
Let's just keep going with these because they're so good.
Can I get to this one? Because I found this one very interesting. And this was from Michelle in our audience phone. She had said, I have a friend who claims that it is rude to clink glasses when you're cheering, like at a dinner table.
Okay.
When you're toasting. Is that considered rude, to clink?
Well, interesting question, because historically we started with the clinking. Before it was glass, it was a vessel that you would be drinking out of, and it would show that you were friends with the person that you clinked with, because the idea was some of their liquid, wine or meat or whatever it was, would go into your glass, and that was proof that it wasn't poisonous.
Okay.
So it was a gesture of friendship.
See, I would never have known that,
However, now we're using fine crystal, and how much do you appreciate somebody going clink with your Waterford glasses?
And
I would say
clink and
no,
crack,
don't
and then
do
they're
it.
out the door.
Don't do it.
All right, so let's get into
Salute is
showers.
enough.
Showers and weddings. This is a big time of the year for both those, and there's a lot of rules around both of those. I'm just going to start going through them. Should invitations include a registry list? Should you do that? No. And why not?
It's appropriate. Today we find it convenient to use a registry, and it's okay to use a registry, but you wouldn't include it with the invitation. Somehow it detracts from the seriousness, I think, of the event. And also, it makes you look mercenary. It puts the focus on the gifts, and really the focus is not really on the wedding itself, it's on the marriage, and certainly not on the gifts.
Okay, our next
very
one.
Important. Okay, should a bride send thank you notes for the gifts?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
Okay, that's what we have here, because I thought so as well.
Okay.
When should she send them?
When should she?
That's
when
the
should
big
she
issue,
send them?
right.
That's the issue. And really, within 3 months of the wedding, you should have all your thank you cards done. And if you do them right after you get the gift, it's not a problem.
Okay, what about this one? You should you plan every minute of the shower with games? You know when you go to the shower and you're hub off and you're saying spin the bottle, pin the tail on the donkey, and every other game that you can possibly imagine.
Pin the bow on the hat.
Pin the bow on the hat and pull out all this stuff. It's like I would lose my mind. I only see it in the movies because I haven't done it yet, but my best friend Natalie's getting married and I know we're going to have to do it. And I'm not playing a million games.
Well, no, I think...
Just not doing it. But should I have to?
No, you shouldn't have to. And as a shower planner, you shouldn't plan every second because people really do like to visit and they like to gossip and they like to talk about the...
Who gossips? I can't even imagine gossiping at a shower for a wedding.
And you have to leave time to check out the medicine cabinet in the
Okay, the next one.
Well, that's good. Okay. Is it good etiquette to throw a surprise shower for a bride?
Oh, I would hate that, wouldn't you?
Well, can you imagine? Would you show up in rollers at your big surprise party, right? So why would you do that to your bride, right?
Well, and I'm very cautious. I don't leave the house without my makeup, but it's not unlikely anybody throwing me a shower. But really, I mean, all the pictures are taken, and there you are in your sweatpants, your gardening clothes, and you know, I don't think it does it justice.
Okay, so let's go on to weddings because this is where it gets real fun. You get your list going here, Steven.
You know what? The most important thing, and everyone struggles with this. How much do you spend on a gift? Right?
A wedding gift?
A wedding gift. How much do you spend? Like,
well, wouldn't it be nice if there was just a pat answer? And sometimes people have invented these pat answers.
$1 million.
Right.
For everybody, but you can't do that.
Or they'll say, you know, if I'm spending $100 on the meal, then you should spend at least $100.
I thought that was
that's
the
actually
rule.
not correct.
It's not.
You spend as much as you can afford to spend, depending on the relationship, your own financial means, how well you know the couple, and how long you've known them.
Right. Okay, do you hear that? Do you hear that, Natalie? Because I'm going to her wedding and I'm going to be going soon. I haven't got any money. I got nothing.
And I've known you for 20 years.
I've known you for 20 years.
And it's about the best wishes, really. And also, how much? Has the couple been married before? Do they need things?
That's right.
You know, it's really a gesture of your hope and pleasure and their union. It's not about the gift, and we've seemed to have lost track of that today.
How about this one here? Who can you bring to the wedding? Like, how does that work? Like, you bring the kids? You bring, you know, if you're one...
Like a friend?
Yeah, how does that work?
Well, whoever is on the invitation is invited. Whoever is not on the invitation is not invited. So if your
cleaning lady has to stay home.
And really be careful if you say and family, because sometimes people live with other family members or they have family next door. You might get 15 people arriving.
That's true.
So you want to put their name on the invitation, and children would be noted on the invitation. If they're not there, they're not invited. If a person has a relationship with someone where they're living together or their boyfriend and girlfriend, it's a long-standing relationship. Obviously, you would invite that person, and you would find their name and put their name, and they would get their own invitation.
Okay, so let's. Okay, do you have another one?
Can I have one more? Because this one here is, again, when I was a question. Is a cash bar at a reception acceptable?
Ooh, no.
No, see, I think
Really? What do you guys think? Because I know cash bar. No, cash bar. We all say no.
I thought it was okay.
I thought it was okay too.
So when I come to your house for dinner, do you say, now that'll be $12, $12 for that glass of wine, Louise?
No, we're serving the cheap wine. We have the good stuff that you brought. We're saving it.
But you do want to make a profit, right?
Okay,
But
so
see, and that's not good.
I wouldn't have known that either.
Really?
They're your guests.
Yeah. And you can't expect them to pay for it. So at 12 o'clock,
and also,
don't switch it
remove
over.
those tip jars that you may see.
Yeah.
At a wedding?
Yes, as the host, chances are the tip is already added in.
Right.
But you as the host are responsible if you want to give an extra tip to the bartender or to a washroom attendant. You are responsible for that, not your guests.
Okay, I've got
That's
one more
interesting.
quick one.
Wow.
Okay, if you do something wrong on any of these questions, you've done it wrong, do you apologize or do you pretend it didn't happen?
Well, it would depend on the severity of it, really. And you know, it's not to make people uptight. If you're kind and considerate and thoughtful and respectful of other people, you're never wrong.
Wow.
Well, thank you so much for being here. You are amazing.
Will you come back?
Because
I've got so many more questions for you.
So much more.
Fantastic.
So much more. We'll be right back.
Beautiful. Let's